But you've actually been a supporter of Save the Children for quite a while, haven't you?
I have, yeah. I've been involved in the fundraising for a few years, but I'd never really gone to see the sort of work they do. And I was interested in particularly in the Syrian conflict and in the refugees, and seeing what can be done about it, because obviously it's an incredibly complex, difficult issue. And so they gave me the chance to go out to Jordan, to Zaatari refugee camp, which is the second biggest refugee camp in the world.
Of the children you met, and what touched me the most was the girls who were in this refugee camp, and that there were children and they are children as young as 10, being married off, 12, giving birth, having children. I
had this amazing visit. I went to there's a girls' drop-in centre, and the energy there was very different to the boys. It was much more, there was much higher energy and much more optimistic in a way. And I met this amazing girl called, I think we're calling her Susan, but she's 14, and her sister had been married off at 10 and had her first baby at 12. She was engaged to be married to an older guy. Some of them are engaged to married to much older guys, and some of them are strange men who come in, and so it's very dodgy. Anyway, horrible. But they put on this incredible play about at this centre that was run by Save the Children, and about child marriages and how to avoid them, and there was an attempt to change that whole culture of child marriage, which certainly the girl I talked to enormously benefited from.
But she rebelled against it, didn't she? I mean,
she did. I mean, it wasn't a big deal. She said, I said, what did your parents think about that? And she said they didn't really mind, but that she refused to marry her cousin. I think he was only 16 or something, so I think he wasn't ready himself. But anyway, they were very clear that was the problem facing them that was most important, that they could get an education, they didn't have to get married.
Yeah. You said it was a different story between the boys and the girls, and you met Rad as well. What was Rad's story?
Rad's story was when I asked him, you know, what stuff do you do as a kid? Do you play football? And he said, no, in Syria they used to play football with people's heads.
Oh,
so I mean, he was a seriously traumatized guy, and he managed to get his mother to Jordan. She died, or she committed suicide, in fact, and he was an orphan there, and he had nobody. And he said he was going to, he was going to try and get to Germany, and he knew that he could die on the way. It's a very dangerous trip, but he said, there's no one here to bury me. So the only people he had was this drop-in centre in Amman, which was run by Save the Children. He had a mentor there who was really his only hope, and it was the only place he could go and be a kid. We played table football, and but you could see that this was a man, a young man who was old, way beyond his years, and had seen far too much.
Well, it says 1 in 10 children in the world live in a conflict-affected country. On average, twice as many children die before their 5th birthday in conflict zones compared to non-conflict countries. So the work that they're doing, and these little hope that's there, where they can go and get educated and help, and just help themselves out of that situation. So it's incredibly important.
I mean, it's obviously, with the point of Save the Children, they're working with children, and there's always hope with children. These are the people who are going to rebuild Syria, and they've missed out on years of education, they've missed out on their childhoods, and so it's very important that these kids are taken care of, and they are the future of Syria, if Syria has a future.
As you said, it's the Every Last Child campaign. We'll put the details on our website and the links to Save the Children. I mean, very charity-minded. It took you to the South Pole, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, that was something else.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that was rather amazing.
With Harry, with Prince Harry.
With Prince Harry, and we were led in by.
And you got there.
We did get there, yeah. I mean, it was all right for me. Everyone else I was with had no legs, or there was a blind guy. There was 2 girls.
It was a remarkable accomplishment. I mean, incredible.
Really incredible.
That was very inspiring. Those people.
I've got to ask you about the affair, because I'm now catching up with it, so I'm a little bit late to the party, but I'm loving it.
We start shooting it.
You start shooting it, OK, so we've got a little wait before.
We've got a little wait. The writer's just had a baby, so we've had a bit of a hiatus.
Oh, so you've had to wait a bit. And you seem to be quite surprised that I was watching it. You were like,
well,
oh, really?
I don't know. I sort of.
It's a huge hit.
Is it? No, I'm not really aware. The only people I met when we were shooting it in America I seemed to meet a lot of pensioners who watch it in their
all those naughty scenes
in their homes. They love it. They can keep up the good work. We love it. We love the dirty bits, you know. So I'm delighted we're appealing to a wider audience.
Well, you were saying that actually those scenes are actually quite realistic.
The scenes are very real. I mean, it's sort of not kind of glossy Hollywood love.
Oh, isn't it? Oh, God. Oh, dear.
Well, I mean, You were there?
Yeah, no, I was there, but I daren't look at what the result was or how they shot it. I mean, I've seen a bit of it, but
You just said to our guest the result was not Hollywood love.
No.
What are you saying?
I don't mean this in any... It's just, it was more... It seemed to be a more realistic...
Really?
I don't know
It's
how to
always
explain.
me who gets... Ruth Wilson is always covered up. I'm always the one who has to get naked, which is not
And you
how...
have a makeup artist that powders your bottom.
Well, might do.
Wait, this is not a demand, we should say. It's not on the rider. I need someone to powder my bum. But I mean, they've got to,
As often as possible, I try to keep my bum hidden.
Yeah.
All right.
No one wants a shiny bum. You've said of the affair, I think women should be more indulgent in affairs. I really do. It's daft to kick someone out over a fling, isn't it? Everyone should turn a blind eye to men's behaviour between the ages of 40 and 50.
I don't think
Let it
that
all
was
blow
me.
over. Did you say that?
No, I don't think I did. I think that was a misquote.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yes, I think I know where you got that from. No, that I didn't mean. Next question.
The next question is the movie with George Clooney.
Right, yes.
And so this is...
Money Monster is called.
You're playing a CEO of a company that's going down. And that's also Julia Roberts as well, isn't it?
Julia Roberts, Jack O'Connell's very... and it's directed by Jodie Foster, who is a great heroine of mine. And so that was amazing to meet her.
Did you turn down a part in Game of Thrones?
I don't think that's true either.
No!
Oh, come on.
I mean, why would I? No,
There's a lot of quotes surrounding that.
Well, I was probably doing the affair. That was the problem. You know, if they asked me again, I'd be delighted.
There we are. Ping. That's it. Definitely tick. Good to get it in. As I said, we'll put the link to the Every Last Child campaign on our website, and it's really lovely to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.